Just when I was out, they bring me right back in. And today we're going to talk about Candace Owens. I didn't think I was going to do another Candace Owens episode. I tend to just touch a subject and then slowly move on to something else. But while I'm here enjoying my new channel and working on content for that page, I couldn't escape Candace Owens. My God, she's so popular right now. It is ridiculous. And today we're going to talk about it. Roll my intro.
Here's to show.
Sometimes I can't help but wonder why anyone watches my unsolicited opinion. And then sometimes I wonder, why did I used to watch Candace Owens? What was enjoyable about watching her tear down real people's lives? Clearly because we didn't like these people. Think about it. Black Lives Matter movement, all right? It was built on a pile of lies used to destroy black neighborhoods, extract as much money from black people and corporations because it was all just basically built on a lie. And she did a really good job exposing that, and she would expose other random stories, and then she went down the CIA rabbit hole of going through and reading unclassified material and speaking on it and just telling a great story because she is an amazing storyteller. I said that, I give her props. Listen, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's a great storyteller, she's engaging. But I had to get off this train on this last one because it just felt gross. I mean, how many more hours do we need of Who Shot Charlie Kirk where she's just throwing darts at a board and every maybe 10 accusations, one might be kind of true or suspicious, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, she was right all along.
You may be able to help solve a mystery.
I don't know if it's intentional or not, but she comes across like a massive grifter to me where my spidey senses were going off, and I'm very familiar with grifters. Hold your comments, I know. Are you familiar with grifters? Really, you voted for Trump? Okay, calm down. But she's become more popular than ever after her friend's assassination. But here's the thing. I just want to ask a lot of you something, especially the ones who are like fans of hers. Why is it every time when someone says, I think she's lying, y'all come after people like the people you claim to dislike? What's going on, Sion? Seems like y'all behaving the same way. I understood what Candace Owens was doing because I saw their strategy. At least in my opinion, this is what I saw. Again, I'm just observing here. But the worst thing Daily Wire ever did was fire Candace Owens. I think we all can agree. And thank you, Ben, for also creating a monster now and tanking your business. Their views have been atrocious for the most part, and they just created a monster. She was like, I'm going to get revenge. And she won. Congratulations, Candace, if you see this. You won the battle. Cool. But when does it stop?
Never! 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 Never!
I don't know if y'all know this, but once she broke off from the Daily Wire, a lot of her journalism is very much rooted in feelings, okay? Feelings are not facts. Facts are actual facts. And unfortunately, she seeks for information that's always just trying to confirm her already opinionated opinion on a topic. She already solved the murder, y'all. It's everybody, all of you. He was betrayed by everybody. You don't need another 30 hours of monetized 1 hour long content where she has sponsors within those videos. Are people not seeing what she's doing here? Macron is a prime minister who honestly is just a soft ass loser.
Few moments later.
That's who he comes across. Everyone knows it. People don't really like him. It is what it is. And then the story from the book, Being Brigitte. Even when that story started, I'm just like, why? Why? Like it's impossible to prove. Even though she tried to play Harriet the Spy and provide you with that facial recognition, none of that stuff is reliable the way that she was using it, and everyone just ate it up. But whatever, she was just regurgitating what was in the book. Cool. Then you go to the Kamala Harris, and I clearly was not a fan of Kamala Harris, but her investigation was a little shoddy, hence why we never got a conclusion. So what was the end? Tell me, or does it not matter because she lost? I'm curious. And then the Ryan Reynolds and his wife, whose name I could never remember because I just don't care. But you watched that whole saga and it was also entertaining and people supported it. Why? Because nobody likes rich Hollywood elites who are out of touch with reality and try to always act like they're this hero. Keep that on a big screen. I don't want to see it on social media and you using every single platform to tell us how you're better than us. It's just acting. We all know you're just a bunch of cokeheads, pedophiles, rapists, and insecure losers who are really good at lying. The Baldoni case with Ryan Reynolds and his wife. What happened? What's the end results? He lost. They dismissed his case. Go look at it. See why. Evidence was quite weak. And you don't think he used some of her evidence for that? Just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Questions that are a little bit more realistic. But look at every one of those moves. She picked up the Republicans and the MAGA crowd with the Kamala Harris saga, the Macrons. So many people don't like them. She picked up all those people. Then she went after Ryan Reynolds' wife. Why can't, for the love of God, why can I not remember her name? And no, it's not because she's a female. Okay, I know what everyone's saying. Dude's a sexist. Blake Lively. Then the whole Weinstein thing happened. What was the end result with that? Just a lot of opinions, speculations, and unnamed sources. Unnamed sources could be emails, text messages, tweets. Those aren't reliable sources. Just saying. I mean, you could go down a plethora of unclassified stuff, but we went with MK Ultra. This is not new, y'all. The movie Conspiracy Theory, they already talked about that. By the way, that's my movie recommendation for today's episode. Conspiracy Theory featuring Mel Gibson. I don't know, is he still canceled? I don't keep up with this stuff. But anyways, this is a great actor. Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts. As an older man now, I see why people my age were attracted to her. I see it now. But it's a great movie. Deals with MK Ultra. So this is not anything new. Put it together, people. Do you really think that's still happening right now? In 2025. It's unclassified because it didn't work very well, right? And it didn't work or it got exposed, which means that if there's ever anyone who's willing to try these things again, it would get exposed so quickly. And it wouldn't be by a YouTuber. But I think she's dealing with something. I don't know what. I'm not here to speculate. I'm just asking questions. And if this is true about this death threat. Now, like I said, I believe that she got some sort of email or something. But people, do you not understand how this world works anymore? Okay, this clearly is some deranged, crazy person who is stalking her. Most likely put this whole backstory together, made it look real, sent it to her and her investigator looked it through. And of course, this probably could be like the first serious death threat that she got from a crazy fan or anti-fan. I don't know why people always call them crazy fans. If you hate somebody, how are you a fan? But there is one person I'm going to blame. This might be a little controversial for some reason because I saw Michael Francis's video about this, and he called a spade by saying that the person to blame is basically her husband. Now, with that being said, listen, hear me out. She's also said herself that she would stop this if her husband asked her to, and still he has not. Now, you're seeing your audience turn on you that you cultivated. You see that you are literally rubbing people the wrong way. You see you're destroying lives, actively destroying real people's lives, actually hurting people. And you just seem a little too damn prideful and angry, which, by the way, is as a Catholic, which you are. Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. If you're just wrong, just take the L. And I just don't think you ever do. You just kind of just double down or just move the goalposts and you just keep going and you keep throwing and accusing everybody with everything. I just felt like it was wrong and it's dirty. And that's the reason why I, for example, left. But if people are really sending death threats to Candace Owens, y'all, stop. This is gotten way too far. Okay, maybe she's going through something. Who knows? To me, I just see a grifter, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But here's my reaction to this. You either put up a camera and talk into the abyss like I'm doing, which a lot of people are doing, or you could, write nasty messages underneath her tweet or underneath her comments of her videos, or you can just simply do like what I did, which is unsubscribe. And then I did a video on it. I know I won't be able to convince a lot of you, depending if you're watching this, if you are a Candace fan or not. Obviously, if you're not a fan, you're going to agree with me. If you are a fan of hers, I don't know, Israel, Zionist, shill, government shill. Oh, I was intelligent, so I must be a shill. Who knows? Who knows? Don't care. I'm not going to be able to change your mind. But maybe just listen to the other side, who's just calling out what they are observing. But the reason why, Michael Francis and people like me say, I got to blame the husband, because if that was my wife, this would be an argument. We would have to start an argument.
Darling, I'm sorry. Maybe you should just stop this right now. This is getting a little too serious. Let's just retire. I'm filthy rich. Let's travel the world with our kids and just enjoy life, because this here at the spy game, it's getting a little too serious for us.
Okay, because people are weird on the internet. It's not the CIA, it's not the government, it's not this big grand conspiracy that everyone that is a fan of hers thinks, because she already, groomed you to start feeling in distrust, which, just look left and right. Why would you trust the IC or the government or anybody anymore, really? The Epstein thing, I'm sure, didn't help. See, if you believe everything she's really saying, listen, then you will never find out anyways. You're never going to find out about JFK, the full story. You're never going to find out the full story on Epstein. You're never going to find out the full story of MLK or anybody else that the government really did something to, if they did, allegedly, whatever you want to put out there. If it's really true, do you think a YouTuber is going to be the one to crack the case?
So suck on that!
No. They may throw things out there. Maybe every once in a while something might seem suspicious or something might be true. Or she'll tell you something from the past that is true. Doesn't mean it's happening now. But if we get to the point where people are now actually sending death threats, and we already saw a fellow YouTuber get assassinated, and if I was her husband, I would tell her this needs to stop. This is not worth it at all. You're not doing anything really at all except pissing people off and honestly potentially tainting the case, because you're impatient and you don't want to wait for the trial to start because you have absolutely nothing to do with the case whatsoever. Yet for some reason you demand that you need to be a part of this and you need to find answers. Calm down.
Easy there, Hitler.
This is the real world. This online stuff is a fantasy simulation fun game, but people are getting way too crazy here online. So if you're one of those people who's just angry, or if you know somebody who's just always angry, sometimes you have to disconnect. I'm telling you, the best thing to do is to disconnect from social media, separate yourself from all of this if it literally triggers you. Because I've seen how she milked the hell out of this Charlie Kirk thing. I wouldn't be surprised if she milked the hell out of this as well and start creating false flags and stuff. Hell, I don't know what's going on with most people anymore. What about you?